Hey there, guys. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's cloudy and gray here in San Diego, but we're going to talk about wellness and incorporating Pilates into physical therapy as a complementary adjunct. So we'll talk a little bit more when Dawn Andalon comes online. In the meantime, if you're an entrepreneur yourself, or a physical therapist, or a wellness coach, someone that works in the wellness or health industry, or even if you don't, I'm gonna add in Dawn now. Then be interviewed, just comment below or personal message me, and yay!
I'm here.
Oh, yes, all right, fist bump.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yay! Yes.
All right, very good. So Dawn here is the mother of two and co-owner of Level4 Physical Therapy here in Encinitas. And if you haven't been by her studio, her office, it's gorgeous. So check it out. It's off Saxony. And she's a Pilates instructor that specializes in sports, rehab, health. And bringing for the pre and post active mom and helping them prepare for labor and after. Anything you would like to add there, Dawn?
Yeah, my background has been a lot in the even though we say sports realm, but really everyone's an athlete, right? If you do anything, including cycling, walking, golfing. So we work a lot with people that just want to remain active and avoid painkillers and risky surgery and stay active. Yeah. So I use, that's kind of how I got started in Pilates. I was a dancer, and that was my background, was using Pilates to get my posture better. And it was incorporated into my dance classes. So that's kind of how I got started into using Pilates.
And so now you incorporate Pilates in your physical therapy treatments, correct?
Yeah, I use a Pilates reformer, which if anyone is not familiar with a Pilates reformer, but it's a piece of equipment that looks intimidating, but it is really not. It's awesome for building strength for your upper body, lower body, and really that neuromuscular control. So getting your brain to connect to your body to understand what it's doing from one side to another. We can see a lot of muscle imbalances from one side to another, and it's able to teach the person what they're doing wrong and how to correct those movement patterns before we get them up standing and doing more. But you can get people to do a variety of things, and sometimes they think they're the best athlete and they're really strong, but they get on the Pilates reformer and they're shaking all over the place. So it's really cool to use in the rehab realm, but also more performance and fitness too.
Yeah, so true. So if you use the Pilates reformer before, comment below. If you have a question for Dawn, comment below. And if we miss it, we'll scroll through at the end and answer your questions. Also, if you feel like you have asymmetries in your body side to side, comment below, because this is very common, and sometimes we're scared of that word or diagnosis, scoliosis, but due to the asymmetrical patterns of living and just daily tasks of life, sometimes we develop these differences side to side. I mean, we weren't built on a conveyor belt. We're only humans, so it's totally natural, and most of us do have these imbalances. So just comment below if you feel something off in your body, and we can if you're courageous enough to share, and we can talk about it. So Dawn, what does wellness mean to you?
Well, it's really a whole mind-body fusion. So I think it goes way beyond just physical wellness. And does your body feel well? Do you feel strong? Do you feel flexible? But what are you actually feeding your body? So nutrition is a huge part of wellness. Your mental state and where you're at emotionally in life. when, I mean, you can probably vouch for this too, that how many people come to you and see you for a body related ache or pain, and they're frustrated, but they start crying when they're talking to you about it, because there's such an emotional portion to it. So I think the power of the mind and the connection with the body and what you're feeding your body, it's all kind of fused together. So that's where I consider wellness is where it all comes together.
Yeah, it's so true. There's even a research study about the state of the mind and how it impacts resiliency. So for those students or practitioners or clients or patients that meditate or practice gratitude and hope, their experience of pain, the actual location, the diameter and size was decreased, and the intensity of the pain, the numbers dropped. So the researchers concluded that the state of mind improves resiliency and better coping mechanisms to handle pain and injury, and the ability to heal quicker. So it definitely impacts how we feel if we have pain or injury. So if you've had pain or injury and you've noticed that when you were stressed or anxious, the pain actually seemed heightened, just raise a hand down below, leave a comment. I know this has been true for myself. When I'm definitely stressed, I experience more pain and discomfort in my body. So
let me just comment. I see.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, Allison.
No.
Justine commented about asymmetries in her body. So left shoulder, hips aren't level. And is this something that you are constantly working on with a physical therapist, or just comment after that?
Justine is a physical therapist.
Yeah, awesome. So she totally understands.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting as a physical therapist trying to correct your own issues constantly. And it's always good to have another perspective.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Dave and I talked about this a few weeks ago, how we both go to see our people to keep ourselves in check, get that third party perspective. Thank you. I can't see that for some reason today the comments aren't showing up for me, so I'm just going with it. But Dawn, how do you incorporate wellness into your physical therapy practice?
Yeah, a lot of different ways. So we moved into our new space in Encinitas just 4 months ago, and we have to keep reminding ourselves of that. It's only been 4 months. So moving from Carlsbad, where we were inside a gym, to our own space in Encinitas, it's almost like starting over in a way, because we have more to offer, and we have a new city that we're in and new people to reach out to. So we have incorporated wellness so far with some yoga classes and Pilates. So transitioning, I mean, I use it pretty much with all of my clients using Pilates, but how can we transition them afterward to coming in for semi-private reformer classes or Pilates mat classes? So this is a growing thing within our business, and we're actually looking for a Pilates instructor. If anyone knows of one, that would be awesome.
Comment below. It'd be a great place to work for. I vouch for these guys. Definitely. If you're a Pilates instructor and a Pilates instructor, comment below. It'd really be an amazing company to work for. So don't miss out on this opportunity.
Thank you. And then also we definitely incorporate the whole mental aspect of it. So having those conversations with our clients, we have a good relationship with a psychologist that's in the building behind us. So we've already discussed, back and forth, sending people back and forth. One day it would be great to have somebody within our office and within our practice, as well as growing our practice into having a massage therapist or acupuncturist, and really that whole well-rounded approach. PT is not the end-all for everybody. You need a little bit of everything to reach that full wellness potential. So we recognize that, so we try to address it in all different aspects.
Yeah, I love that. That's like a very blossoming and courageous business model that I think a lot of clinics that can really learn from and grow from. Just not only in the aspect of knowing your own boundaries and limitations in your practice, having the confidence to refer to another provider and have that cross exchange, but the ability to carry on a patient or a client's health and well-being, and if they're feeling good, keeping it going by bringing them into the wellness model side of the business, so they stay in your loop and they just, it's not, I think sometimes as physical therapists, we lose out because we finish a patient's care and their discharge and we're like, see ya, goodbye. Where in reality, for them to stay healthy and feeling good, or even, bring their family involved so they have that support community and network, they could really benefit from wellness services, and in their family could benefit as well. So that's really amazing that you guys do that. So what's the biggest tip you give to your clients most frequently on incorporating wellness into their own lives?
Well, I think 100% of it is where their mindset is when they're coming to see us, and when they're reaching that goal of whatever activity they want to get back to, or whatever their ultimate goal is, that we just keep those steps incrementing small. Like, you don't make things seem way down the road, because then people get frustrated. So I think it's creating that mindset within them that they have to set a goal each week, and we make sure that we're showing progress with them every week too, and staying motivated in their treatment plan. And so when they are continuing to come to us, say for a wellness model afterward too, it's the same vision where we're trying to reach small goals and not overwhelm, thinking that you have to,
get it all done in one shot.
I lost my train of thought, but yeah, it's like, little bit at a time, we'll get there. Like, I have a lady right now that was a pro motocross racer, and she came in a wheelchair. And so can you imagine how frustrated she is? So it's going one step at a time. Okay, we're going to get you walking 100 feet. And then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. Like, you can tell me what your ultimate goal is, and yes, we're trying to get there, but let's celebrate those mini goals along the way too. Yeah. So when you're talking about your wellness goals, it's looking at the positives of what you can still do and appreciating, wow, like I really came this far, and reminding yourself of that. And that's going to keep you motivated to go to the next level.
Yeah, that's so true. And that philosophy can really be applied to any area of life. If you just keep taking baby steps, then those baby steps compound one upon the other. And then you end up, if you look from start to finish, like big picture, then you can see a big change. I think sometimes, though, we always strive for that bigger picture, and we lose sight of the progress along the way, and it can get frustrating. So breaking it down is definitely helpful. So as an entrepreneur and business owner, what's the biggest challenge you've had to overcome?
Honestly, my husband's one of my business partners, so we've had it's been awesome, but there's definitely that constant, I have to get out of my own head. I constantly have to get out of my own head and trust the process. He's more the business guy, so it's it's moving forward and trusting, and trying not to create these stories in my head, and just being bold and going for actually what you want as your long-term goal.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing. I think that's so true. I mean, like, how many of us have spouses, right? And then, we meet after work, we discuss and hang out on weekends, but, Monday morning comes and spouse is off to work. We divide directions, and we have our own space and boundaries, right? And sometimes that's very relieving. And when you don't have that space, you have to create a whole different dynamic, and it can really push like a relationship to different boundaries, but I believe there's definite growing pains along the way sometimes. But yeah, I think the beauty about, I know because I work with Young Living, the essential oils, and there are a lot of spouses that um, one spouse retired the other spouse, and so now they're working together, and they similar things. So if you're now working with your spouse and experiencing these growth, comment below, because you're definitely not alone, right? So yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts where the spouses had to the biggest thread I always hear, the common theme, is learning how to swim in your own lane. So establishing like, okay, I do these things, my spouse does these things, and I'm going to stay in my lane. And if they get over into my lane, you know, you just kind of have to be like, get back to your own lane, right? And then respecting those boundaries and trusting that the other person can, you know, take care of their lane, because that's their job and that's what they're going to do. And that, I believe, can lead to like a beautiful like co-interdependence instead of being dependent, right? I guess so.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see you guys grow. So how do you incorporate wellness into your own life?
Well, as a business owner, you know how struggling that can be sometimes, but I think definitely controlling my healthy eating is a plus, and that is one thing that you can control pretty well no matter how busy you are. There's always ways that you can buy the right groceries and not keep cookies in the house and all that. Of course, with kids, that's hard.
Right.
And then I set goals for myself. I used to be a daily exercise person, but now if I get 3 days a week and good exercise, then I'm like, that was a good week. And just trying to, you know, mentally have ways of thinking time. Running for me is my thinking time, and the time where I can kind of zone out. So if I incorporate that a couple days a week, then it is like meditation to some people.
Yeah, exactly. Moving meditation. We have this discussion a lot. And I think you touched on another really important part, like as moms, as business owners, or if we're working in a business, like it's so important to carve out that time for yourself to replenish yourself, kind of reset the nervous system. And I mean, the days of the number of times a week it happens, that's all relative. But the more important thing is, are you getting out and doing it consistently, whatever that number looks like for you? Because you'll know your own like baseline that your body or your mind needs, and whatever that is, you don't need to compare it to anyone else. So yeah, that's awesome. Great. So any parting words of wisdom here?
For anyone that is a business owner or a PT, it's just realizing too that the door is open for doing so many things with your career, not just you know, working a 9-to-5 job and seeing 2 patients an hour. Here sometimes it's 4 patients an hour,
5,
whatever your
patients.
grind is, crazy. But really realizing that you can do so many things with physical therapy profession, and it's really exciting to know, like, I move into education and teaching, and also becoming a business owner, and realizing there's all these different avenues of ways to continue to help people and use your education. So, and then if you're on the other side as somebody that's seeking out to see a physical therapist, and I think it's important too to do your own research. And I had somebody call me yesterday that had no idea that there was such thing as a pelvic floor physical therapist, because that's what I'm trained in, is women's health. And so how many people find us that are just doing their own research? So we need to get out there and educate the community, because they need to hear it. They need to understand what we do.
Yeah, so true. So you're educating PTs on the potential for those of us that, you know, may have lost that spark or the fire or the passion because we got caught in the insurance grind. There's more out there. There definitely is. And same with the patients. Like, if just, you know, take it upon yourself to research and ask questions, and And if you don't know, just find someone that can help you. And we're here for you. So if you need any referrals, whether you're in Encinitas, pelvic floor, Dawn's your gal, if you're outside of the state, then comment below, because both of us are hooked into many Facebook groups where we can always ask for referrals anywhere, so we can help guide you to find that right person. So Dawn, when we finish, will you do us a favor and comment below and leave places where they can get a hold of you, website,
Sure.
social media, and then just let us know what those are right now too.
Yeah. So because I am a women's health physical therapist, I work a lot with pregnancy and postnatal issues, moms that love to exercise and need guidance afterward. I do have a Facebook page for pregnancy and postnatal advice, and that's called Postnatal FIT, but in capital letters. And that is my women's health page, but then also our business page, Level4 Physio Wellness Performance, is one you can follow us at and keep updated on events we're doing and how our practice continues to grow. And then also emailing me at dr.dawn@level4pt.com.
Beautiful. Love it. So thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your story and your information. That's very inspiring to others, especially those PTs that are thinking of taking the plunge like you guys have. They definitely have it set up well. So go reach out to them if you're thinking of doing it, for sure. So thanks so much. And
Of course.
if you're watching, if you're watching on replay, just comment below. You can leave any questions or comments. We'll check back in a few days. And that's all for today. So join us next week and we'll have another interview. So have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.